जयति पराशरसूनुः सत्यवती हृदयनन्दनो व्यासः यस्य आस्य कमलकलितं वाङ्मयममृतं जगत्पिबति व्यासाय भवनाशाय श्रीशाय गुणनाशये हृद्याय शुद्धविद्याय मध्वाय चरणो नमः। नारायणं सुरगुरुं जगदेकनाथं भक्तप्रियं सकललोकनमस्कृतं च त्रैगुण्यवर्जितमजं विभुमाद्यमीशं वन्दे भवग्नं अमरासुरसिद्धवन्द्यं नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। My dear friends, we were looking into the preparation of Bhagavad Gita, wherein how the characters of Mahabharata, they represent the human values. I was discussing this in my last discourse there. How human values are represented by the characters in Mahabharata. I told you Mahabharata revolves around only 7 characters. Panchapandavas, that is Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, Draupadi and Krishna. Only these 7 characters, they represent or they complete the purpose of human existence on this earth. Because human life is most evolved conscious life. Consciousness is highly evolved only in human life. Nowhere out of 84 lakhs of species, what they say from Shastras, only human life has got complete evolution of consciousness. So this human consciousness, where it represents complete sensibility and even how to behave in this world, everything they represent. We have rules and regulations. That means we need to follow the guidelines of Shastra. To live, we need some rules and regulations. So those human values, how to follow that, they are represented in Mahabharata. This Mahabharata, it's not just a story, I told you. It's not just the story of Pandavas and Kauravas, or it's not just a battle between the brothers, cousin brothers, just for a piece of land. It is not just a story to be just read like a novel. Evam adhyatmanishtam hi bharatam sarvamuchyate. That's what is told. Each and every word which is mentioned in Mahabharata, it is having spiritual inclination. That's why I told you in the beginning itself, there are 3 levels of interpretation. One is manvadikechit brivade, that is psychological interpretation. Astikaditadapare, that is historical interpretation. And the third one is tato uparicharadame, that is the spiritual interpretation. So 3 levels of interpretation are there for this Mahabharata. That means even for Bhagavad Gita also, because Bhagavad Gita is part and parcel of Mahabharata. Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranama. That's why we need to know the spiritual interpretation there. What is that spiritual interpretation? To know that, we need to know the human values represented by these Panchamahabharata and Draupadi and Krishna. So I just gave the introduction, how they represent. Once again, I will go one by one discussing that. That will give us a strong foundation to enter into Bhagavad Gita there. Then whatever the Bhagavad Gita we read, shlokas, on the basis of, on the background of these values, if you understand Bhagavad Gita, that will give you thrill actually when you understand Bhagavad Gita on this basis background. So Bhagavad Gita, just as a shloka, if you recite without any understanding, okay, no problem, but you should not stop there. You should go, you should progress further to know each and every shloka meaning, word meaning there. On psychological background, how Krishna speaks. On spiritual background, how Krishna speaks. These are all most important aspects in Bhagavad Gita. Without knowing all this, simply if we speak rubbish, many people nowadays they speak. They are called as great Chintakas. They themselves claim to be as great Chintakas, and they claim all nonsense there. In Bhagavad Gita, everything is not good. There are some mistakes done by even Krishna. And there are some portions in Bhagavad Gita where we need to burn that portion. All this burning process. First of all, they don't know anything about Bhagavad Gita background. Everybody speaks according to their own nose level. In Kannada we say, our Google we say. So, that is not correct. We cannot convince those people at all. Because in Bhagavad Gita only Krishna says, Na buddhi vedam janayet agnanam karma sanghinam. That is a beautiful statement by Krishna. You should not convince. If you go and convince, they will defeat you by putting their illogical statements without any logic, tarka, kutarka they do. So you cannot convince those people. There are some people, even if you say them, even if you convince them, even if you try to give strong proofs, but still they are not able to understand and they are not going to get convinced. Na buddhi vedam janayet. उनके अंदर बुद्धि भेद मत डालो. Agnanam karma sanghinam. Agnani logo mein never. They are not going to believe the words of the Shastras there. Whatever I say, that is only true. So we should not bring any buddhi veda. Na buddhi vedam janayet agnanam karma sanghinam. So people are definitely there and they will be there. They were there earlier also like this. Even the great acharyas, when they were there to propagate the real philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, contradicting those statements, their statements, people were there. Always they will be there. When there is Devata Tattva, there will be Daitya Tattva also, exactly contradicting that. So people, why these two sects we have? One is pious, good one, and another representing bad thing. Because Jiva Rashis are like that. Because each and every soul, it is categorized into these Sattvika, Rajasika and Tamasika. How can Tamasika soul follow the right path? To lead the Tamasika soul, there must be their gurus, no? People like Bhagavan. So that is Bhagavan Vacha. Now Lord Krishna Bhagavan Vacha. This Professor K.S. Bhagavan Vacha. Now, whatever he says, people who follow them and people who strongly support them. So that's why they follow. Now that Bhagavan is over. Lord Krishna, even if he comes, he cannot come and say, no, that is not my meaning, what you are representing. So this is what happens there. So we need to know the human values. When we understand exactly how these human values are present in Bhagavad Gita, so it is really very beautiful way of interpreting Lord Krishna, how he convinces Arjuna there. We should know that it is not just for the purpose of convincing Arjuna it is told. That's why it is called as Bhagavad Gita. Why is Lord Krishna, he wanted to tell this. Not any other Gita. There are many Gitas I told you. Uddhava Gita, Gopi Gita. So all those things, they got it, they became famous by the name of the people who heard that. Uddhava Gita became famous because Uddhava heard that. But this is Bhagavad Gita. It is not Arjuna Gita. Though it is directed towards Arjuna, we don't call it as Arjuna Gita. Why? Means because Lord Krishna, he wanted to tell this. Purposefully he wanted to tell this. That's why it became famous in the name of the person who told this. So we need to understand what is the main basic values there. So let us take this Dharma. Dharma Raja represents Dharma there. First of all, we don't know what is Dharma. Everybody says this word is being used very erratically. Everybody says this Dharma, Dharma, Dharma. What is Dharma? What is Sanatana Dharma? We need to know this. This is the base for human behavior actually. Dharma, it is represented by Dharmaraja. So that is the base for our existence. If we don't understand or follow that, then we cannot be called as humans. So it is the basic Dharma, Manushya Dharma. There are different types of Dharma. Manushya Dharma, Pati Dharma, Patni Dharma, Samajika Dharma. There are so many dharmas. But in total, how a human can be controlled in this society, so that is represented by Dharma. Dharanat Dharma Ityahu. That is the basic definition of that dharma. Dharanat dharma ityahu. On that, the whole samaja, the society is built on. Society means it is not something. We are all the part of the society. If we are not there, then how can society can exist? So that which forms are on that which the society is built. That is what is dharma. Dharanat dharma ityahu. Then how do you understand this dharma? There are so many references. What is, they say that Sanatana Dharma. What is this Sanatana Dharma? Sanatana Dharma definition, it comes in Shastra which says, Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Na Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam, Priyam Chana Amritam Bruyat, Etat Dharma Sanatana. This is the definition of Sanatana Dharma. बहुत लोग के मुंह से ये निकलता है सनातन धर्म है हमारा. What do you mean by this Sanatana Dharma? Nobody knows this. This is the definition of Sanatana Dharma. Priyam Bruyat, Satyam Bruyat, Na Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam, Priyancha Na Amritam Bruyat, Etat Dharma Sanatana. This can be followed by only humans. If you follow this, this is Sanatana Dharma. This is the base on which the whole human race is based on. So what is this Priyam Bruyat, Satyam Bruyat? Priyam Bruyat means speak always pleasant words. Priyam Bruyat. Satyam Bruyat, speak always truth. To speak truth, you must know first the definition of truth. What is the definition of truth? If you don't know what is the definition of truth, how can you speak truth? Don't think that it is easy. Definition of truth is not as we perceive it. It is very, very difficult. In Bhagavata it is told, Dharmasya charanam shreya, dharma jnanam tu dushkaram, satyasya vachanam shreya, satya jnanam tu dushkaram, satyasya vachanam shreya. It is easy to speak truth, but to understand what is truth, it is very difficult. Satyasya vachanam shreya, satya jnanam tu dushkaram, satya jnanam tu dushkaram. What is the definition of truth, you cannot understand. What is truth for me, maybe not truth for others. So Lord Krishna, he used the definition of truth. What is truth there? Priyam Bruyat, Satyam Bruyat. Na Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam. That is Dharma, Sanatana Dharma which says, Na Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam. That truth which brings calamity or which is not good for others, don't speak the truth. That is not truth. We say that. By speaking the truth, if somebody is going to die, please don't say the truth. That is not the definition of truth. Na bruyat satyam apriyam. अप्रिय सच को कभी नहीं बोलना चाहिए. अगर दूसरे को हानि पहुंच रहा है तो उस सच्चाई से, तो उस सच्चाई को बताना नहीं चाहिए. This is the basic definition of truth. Na bruyat satyam apriyam. Priyancha na amritam bruyat. Priyancha, because it brings somebody good pleasure or someone becomes very happy, don't say any lie. Priyancha na amritam bruyat. Etat dharma sanatana. I'll give you a beautiful example to prove this. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat satyam apriyam. It is told in Mahabharata only. This story comes. If one a person who was in the village, he was being attacked by the robbers actually. Okay, he just fled with all his utensils and everything. He was running in the forest. So these robbers, they were behind that person, and that person saw one kutira somewhere in the forest, Rishi kutira, and he entered inside. Those robbers came after a few minutes there, and he asked the Rishi, who is the owner of that kutira, and he asked, "Did you see anyone coming here?" What the Rishi should say? If the Rishi says that yes, one person had come, one person with all his belongings and all, he is inside, you go and see them. Then what is that? He is going to kill that person, these robbers, and they are going to snatch him. He said, Dharma, that Rishi will go to hell if he speaks the truth. Then what Rishi said? He said, no, I didn't see anyone. Nobody came to this side. So the robbers left that kutira there. Then later on, that old man came outside and he said, you saved me today. So he spoke truth, untruth actually. That Rishi, he did not speak truth there. So what is Priyanjana Amritam Bruyat? Na Bruyat Satyam Apriyam. This is Apriya Satyam. If the Rishi says that, if he sticks on to the rule that I should always speak truth, if he had spoken truth there, yes, that old man is inside in the kutira, then definitely the robber would have killed him. So that is not the correct way. The definition of truth is different there. So we cannot think that, oh, I am telling lies, so I will get papa there, sins. No. First you should know the definition of truth there. So this is dharma. This can be followed only in human life, like this. So that's why Dharmaraja represents dharma. Priyam Bruyat. So that's what Subhashita also says. Priyavakya pradhanena sarve dushyanti jantavaha tasmat tadeva vaktavyam vachane kadharidrata. They speak. The Subhashita people, they say in that Priyavakya pradhanena sarve dushyanti jantavaha. The whole living creature will be very happy. They show their happiness when you speak something good, pleasing words. Priyavakya pradhanena. So what is lacking there? So where is the scarcity for words to speak good words? Tasmat tadeva vaktavyam vachane kadharidrata. There is no scarcity for words. That's why speak always pleasing words. Don't harm anyone with your harsh words. So this is the beautiful Subhashita which says. So this is dharma. This is what dharma. Yamadharma, that is the same avatar of Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja, Yudhishthira, he represents this dharma. That is the base for the whole human life. See how Pandavas they are representing. This is the base for Bhagavad Gita. If you don't know these human values, then how much ever you by heart the shlokas, you will have a different understanding, but you cannot go to the real meaning of that Bhagavad Gita. So if you know these human values, based on these human values, if you read Bhagavad Gita, definitely your knowledge in the real sense will definitely improve. So this is dharma represented by Yudhishthira Dharmaraja. There are so many examples which I can give. Let us go to this. The next one, that is Bhimasena. He represents 10 characters or 10 human values there. After Dharmaraja, Bhimasena represents 10 human values. What are those 10 human values? Jnana, Bhakti, Vairagya, Prajna, Medha, Dhriti, Sthiti, Prana, Yoga, Bala. These are the 10 human values represented by Bhimasena. Bhimasena represents, Bhimasena Dharma is Nishthura Dharma. He is not compromised. He doesn't compromise with any of his values there. He is an uncompromisable person there. He doesn't compromise with the truth, whoever it may be. He chastises even his elder brother Dharmaraja there. In Mahabharata story, there is a prasanga which comes. He chastises Dharmaraja. Even Dharmaraja, if he doesn't follow the dharma there, then he is younger brother, but still he doesn't. He is not able to. He will never spare even Dharmaraja also. This is Bhagavata Dharma. Shuddhe Bhagavate Dharme Bhima. Shuddha Bhagavata Dharma is followed by Bhimasena. That is called as Nishthura Dharma. No Dakshinya there. Dakshinya Dharma means compromising with the truth. This we follow, compromising with the truth. We tend to compromise with the truth. Anyway, we know that giving bribe is a wrong thing. But we go to office, our work is not done. What to do? Somehow we give under the table. This is compromising with the truth. This is Dakshinya Dharma. But Bhimasena, he follows always Nishthura Dharma there. He never compromises with the truth there. So that is called as Bhagavata Dharma. Shuddhe Bhagavate Dharme. That is Bhima. Bhima represents wonderful 10 qualities there that must be imbibed by all human beings. Jnana, Bhakti, Vairagya. Jnana is very important. Jnana is represented by Bhimasena. So what is that Jnana? Shuddha Jnana. That is pure knowledge. Knowledge you get anywhere. But whether it is pure or not, that is our main basic quality to, whether it is pure or not, to know that. So, pure knowledge, Jnana, Bhagavad Jnana. So he represents Jnana, Bhakti and Vairagya. even bhakti, devotion. What is the definition of devotion? Bhakti. Bhakti, see, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, they say this, the definition of bhakti. Anyavidhashita shunyam, jnana karmadi anavratam, anukulena krishnanushilanam bhakti uttama. Uttama bhakti. So beautiful. All our acharyas, they explain what is the definition of bhakti. We don't know what is bhakti. We simply follow, we consider that whatever we do, that is bhakti. Devotion, what is the definition of that? Anyavidhashita shunyam. You cannot expect anything from others. Jnana karmadi anavritam. See, jnana and karma. Even that jnana karma is material knowledge and material work. That is jnana and karma. Bhagavad Visheka jnana we need necessary. Bhagavad Visheka karma, that is necessary. But anya jnana and anya karma, it should be not there. Don't expect anything materially from anyone. Anukulena krishnanushilanam. So we need to follow the footsteps of Lord Krishna there. So whatever he says, whatever is pleasing towards Krishna, that is devotion. Starting from morning till evening, pratah pravriti sayantam. I keep telling this. Sajari pratarantatah. Yat karomi jagannatha tadastu tavapo janam. If you think this, from morning till evening, whatever I do, it is your seva, Lord. If you have that consciousness in you, you will never commit mistake. If you think that you are doing to yourself, then there are all chances of committing mistake. So that's why this is bhakti. Anyavidhashita shunyam. Wonderful. The disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have given wonderful texts. He is the one who started this bhakti cult, bhakti movement. The bhakti became Jagrata in our country only by this parampara. That is the real devotion. So that is represented by Bhimasena. He represents. He had that Shuddha Bhakti, Bhima. So like this, Jnana, Bhakti and Vairagya. What is Vairagya? It's a wonderful definition. What is Vairagya? How Vairagya is represented by Bhimasena, that we will discuss in next